Talk a little Browns after a word from FanDuel. You guys know I love sports. I love them so much. I never want them to stop, but as the playoffs wind down, we get fewer and fewer games, and the sports just aren't sportsing like I want them to. But thanks to FanDuel, I can keep the sports going whenever I want just by opening the app and dreaming up bets anytime I'm in the mood. All this summer, FanDuel is cooking up customers with a bonus or a boost daily. That's right. There's something new for everyone every day all summer long. So head over to FanDuel.com/UCSS and start making the most out of your summer. FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball and the official sportsbook of the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. And today's winning ticket comes from our guy, Dogecoin McRiblets, who hit a 4-part, actually turned into a 3-part because one of the legs was voided, UFC parlay over the weekend. He won $53.28. 5 times the amount of money he bet. $10 wager won him $53. So shout out to Dogecoin McRiblets for sending the ticket. If you have a winning ticket, make sure you guys send it in to us as well. We love Off-Season List Bowl, and Pete Prisco, who's been on the show before, released his top 100 players for the upcoming NFL season. And if you want to take the graphic, it starts at 211. Pete Prisco's top 5 players for 2024 include Patrick Mahomes, Myles Garrett at 2, Trent Williams at 3, Tyreek Hill at 4, T.J. Watt at 5, 6 through 10 looks like Josh Allen. Are you going to read the whole 100? Justin Jefferson, Christian McCaffrey, Micah Parsons, and Nick Bosa. We don't have time to read all 100, so I'll tell you where all the Browns on this list landed. Myles Garrett at 2, and that's it.
Yeah.
Not a single other member of the Cleveland Browns
on the
list.
Let me read you 91 to 100, and then we can have a conversation. Because just saying, should a Brown be in the top 100, number one, it's a silly argument because, first of all, there's a lot of bias for the Browns. It's hard to compare. You don't know who you're comparing to. Keep in mind, you know how many starters there are in the NFL? And that's just saying 22 per team. There's really more than that because there's some guys that, like, you know, the nickel corner or whatever. That's over 700 starters in the NFL. There are over 1,700 players in the NFL. So to be a top 100 player is the best of the best. You're essentially a legit Pro Bowler, not because 7 guys canceled on the Pro Bowl. You're a legit Pro Bowler. Here's 91 to 100. Ready? 91, Derrick Henry. 92, Tyrann Mathieu. 93, Jalen Carter. 94, Zach Martin. 95, Jeffrey Simmons, the defensive tackle for the Titans. 96, Brian Burns, defensive lineman from the Giants now. 97, Levante David. 98, Kirk Cousins. 99, Texans defensive end Will Anderson. And number 100, Tyler Linderbaum, the center for the Ravens. Now,
wait, Bo, I'm jumping in real quick.
Yeah.
Because I didn't even look at that. And when we were going back and forth, you and I, before the show on JOK in particular, you said, well, they have to do it more than 1 year. He had 2 rookies in 91 to 100.
I was just saying for me, this is his list. He can do it however he wants.
You were saying if you were making it. Okay.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
By the way, I don't know if you saw, there was an honorable mention. He has about probably 50 to 70 guys on honorable mention. So here's who he has for the Browns on honorable mention. So these are the guys, based on his list, you could maybe argue should have been on. Here's Browns on the honorable mention list. David Njoku, who, like JOK, has only done it for 1 year, at least at that higher level. Okay, wait a second. David Njoku. There's got to be more than one Browns player on the, let's see. Colts, 49ers, Jaguars, Bengals, Jets, Giants, Lions, Colts, Commanders, Lions, Rams.
He has Njoku, Bitonio, Cooper, and Ward on the honorable mention list.
Njoku, Bitonio, Amari Cooper, and Ward. Yes. Go ahead. So would you have any of those guys?
You're going to make me care about a stupid list that I don't
care we're
just
about. Having some fun. Come on.
Who cares what Pete Prisco thinks?
I don't care either.
What does he know?
There's not much to talk about in football this time of the year.
All right.
Would you have any of those guys in the top 100?
So here's how first of all, how do you compare a cornerback to a defensive tackle?
It's impossible.
That's what makes this so stupid.
Yes.
So let's try and add at least 1% of sanity to it.
Let's do it.
I went back up and found, because I think Denzel Ward belongs on the list.
I agree.
Who's better? Here's the lowest rated cornerback that he has on this list.
Yeah.
Is Derek Stingley Jr. at 80th.
That's the only problem. Like, I don't know how good. But do we know how good Derek Stingley Jr. is? We're not watching him play.
No,
yes, we do. Yes, we do. No, Bull, because you make that statement all the time while we're watching him play.
Because I keep it real. Everybody's full of shit.
No, not everybody is full of shit. I watch a lot of football. A whole lot of football.
I watch more football than anybody. I don't know how good Derek Stingley Jr. is.
I watch a lot of college football as well. I done watched this man play since he's been at LSU.
You're not studying it like a scout. Like, for nobody is.
He's not even studying it like a scout.
He's an idiot too. He don't know either.
I'm not an idiot though.
All right,
I'm not saying he knows.
I'll go one better. He's got Devin Witherspoon at 74th, who was a rookie last year, playing in the slot.
I think Denzel
Ward over Devin Witherspoon.
I'm just not going to definitively say that because I don't know for sure, but I think Denzel Ward. Yeah, you guys say whatever you want.
I would take Ward over a rookie.
I think Denzel Ward's a top 100 player. I think Amari Cooper's a top 100 player. I think Joe Bitonio's a top 100 player. I would have those three guys somewhere at least between 80 and 100 for me. So I think he got it wrong. I do think those three guys belong. I wouldn't have David Njoku in the top 100. I wouldn't have JOK in the top 100 for me. And there's nobody else. I don't know. Wyatt Teller, I guess, maybe. I wouldn't have. I don't know.
He's got Mike Evans as his lowest rated receiver at 88th. Do you think Amari Cooper is better than Mike Evans?
I do not, but I probably have more wide receivers on the list.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of Aleem McNeil, Bull?
No, I don't think so.
He's the 89th overall player on this list, a Lions defensive tackle who, I'm going to be honest, I had never heard of before seeing his name right now.
Have you guys ever heard of Aleem McNeil?
No, but I don't care about this dumb list. It's dumb. This is dumb.
But we're talking whatever.
I'm not disparaging Mike in the topic. Yeah. I just think all of these top 100 things
I know, but listen, just go with it here. So who would you have in the top 100?
All right, so about the list, I think the list is stupid. I don't agree with the list at all. I think that when you look at the Cleveland Browns, and I know I'm biased, but if you look at it, Denzel Ward is one of the top 10 corners in the entire NFL. When you look at it, Joe Bitonio and Wyatt Teller are two of the top 10 guards in the entire NFL. Jock is one of the best linebackers in his position. He's
only done it 1 year.
I understand that, but Jordan Love is on this list, and he only did it 1 year. And people are going to put an asterisk next to that because he's a quarterback. There's a lot of guys on this list that done it 1 year or no years at all. I just think when you look at the Browns roster, you can point to 4 or 5 guys and say that's a top 10 player at said position. And so for me,
I'm not sure David Njoku is definitely a top 10 player at tight end. I'm not sure about that.
Top 10?
He's a top 10 tight end.
Probably the back end of the top 10, but I don't know. Is he definitely top 10?
If Joe Flacco's throwing to him, he's in the top 10. He was phenomenal last year when Flacco
and I didn't even mention Njoku, but I would throw Njoku's name in there. Njoku was in the top 10 in his position. Ward is. I think Jock is. I think both Teller and
top 10 doesn't
Bitonio.
make you a top 100 player.
It don't, but if that's the case, then you need to reassess this entire list for everybody on it.
Because no, you don't. It's his list. He has the right to do it however the hell he wants. Just like if you're making your list.
Yeah, and the same thing with Amari Cooper. Like leaving Amari Cooper off any list is insane. It's absolutely insane.
But in fairness, Jason brought the point. Now again, I would have him on there. Mike Evans is the last receiver. Amari Cooper's not better than Mike Evans.
I'm curious to know who he has. I'm pretty sure a lot of the wide receivers on this list above Mike Evans ain't better than Mike Evans.
Well, let's see who he has above Mike Evans.
Wide receivers on this
DJ
list.
Moore.
Ready, both these? I got the receivers. This is in order of how he ranked receivers. Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, Devontae Adams, A.J. Brown. If you guys find someone who...
Yeah, go ahead. That's 6.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
7.
Jalen Waddle.
8.
Brandon Ayuk.
9.
Puka Nacua.
Puka. That's only 1 year, but that's his list. 10.
George Pickens.
11. Wow.
Garrett Wilson.
Pickens really
12.
Nico Collins.
13.
Debo.
14.
Devonta Smith.
15.
DJ Moore.
16.
Mike Evans.
17. Is Amari Cooper better than any of those guys?
Amari is better than Debo, Pickens.
He's not better than Pickens.
I think he's better than Pickens.
I don't think he is.
I think he's better than Pickens.
I think Pickens is that trash.
I was going to say you wouldn't take him over Pickens, but that's because that's age. But I mean, it's hard to say who's better than. I think right now, I mean, there's no way I'm taking Amari Cooper over Pickens.
No.
But that's not fair because age is factoring into that thought.
I think Pickens is really good. I think
he hasn't
he's had terrible.
He hasn't produced enough on the field to this point
because he's had trash thrown.
I hear you, I agree with you, but he hasn't produced enough on the field, so you can make that. I don't know how he's ahead of Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson's been more productive on the field, and Garrett Wilson also has played with crap.
So Garrett Wilson's not on that list?
No,
on there.
No, he is.
But you just made a point about age, and I think again, I don't know what went into him putting this list together, but Trent Williams was in the top 5, and Trent Williams was one of the older players in the NFL.
Well, Devontae Adams high at wide receiver.
And so again,
everybody's entitled. I don't like shitting on anybody's list because everybody's entitled to do the list.
You know what I get tired of, boy? I be feeling like a lot of times nationally people be shitting on the Browns, and that's what I get tired of. I feel like I'm just giving you my opinion. I feel like that when you got guys like Njoku, Ward, and I'm gonna throw MJ Emerson in there. I'm gonna throw the guards in there. When you got guys that's, if you look at PFF, if you look at stats at the end of the season, if you look at any other publication and they break down all these guys, you have players on this team that rank towards the very top of all those said lists. Yet when all these offseason lists come out, it just seemed like because of whatever minutia that's involved with them being on the Cleveland Browns, that they forever got to prove it more than other people.
What other
so
lists?
I'm just saying, my opinion.
Yeah.
I think a lot of time they put these lists out and they be shitting on the players on the Cleveland Browns. That's just my opinion.
I don't agree with that. I think you're biased and emotional about it, and I get it. But what other list has disrespected the Browns?
I could go back to the list that had Kevin Stefanski ranked as one of the bottom coaches, or the list that named the corner duos and didn't have the Browns.
So every time the Browns are low on a list,
I'm just saying,
being disrespectful to the Browns.
I'm just giving you my opinion. Yes,
but think about that rationally.
I'm thinking about it very rationally. I'm gonna use MJ Emerson for example.
Earl, he's not a top 100
Just let
player.
me finish what I'm saying, boy. MJ finished the season as top 5 in both man and zone coverage. MJ
based on what?
Just listen.
I gotta ask you a question. Based on what?
Based on the film breakdown. I forget the publication's name. I got to save it on my phone. I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
He finished top 5 in man and zone coverage. The man didn't give up a touchdown. He had 4 interceptions. Opposing QBR and passer and completion percentage against him was low. It's the same thing for Denzel Ward. I mean, you could go to Amari Cooper. He had games over 200 yards receiving.
Yeah.
There is data that supports that certain players on this team balled out, and yet when they put these lists together at the end of the year, they don't get no love because they played for the Browns.
I just don't believe that. But all right, whatever. We'll agree to disagree on that.
I think 15 years ago, 10 years ago, that was true. I do think it's changed now.
Yeah.
I think it's and when you're a bad team, no, you don't get calls, you don't get respect. But I think the Browns. I mean, look how many times they're on national television this year. I think that that has been cleansed or swung or whatever.
Yeah, and that happened because the Browns were so bad for so long.
Yeah.
You're not going to give.
You didn't deserve it.
Right.
I'm just saying. I've been watching this team close since I was a little kid.
But you're biased, Earl.
But
you got to admit
but
that.
Biased. I am biased. But every team of any fan is biased. But I'm not just sitting up here spewing shit just to be spewing it. If you look at the data of some of these players, Jock was the only linebacker in the NFL last year that had over 10 tackles for loss, had sacks, forced turnovers.
He was phenomenal.
Phenomenal. And he's not on this list. Even when players on this team prove it, based on what the publication is, it's felt like that they got to prove it more than the next man. And whatever that's associated behind that reasoning, it just looks that way to me.
I think if you look at another list, somebody else would have JOK in their top 100. Certainly Denzel Ward has an argument. Nobody's putting your boy on a top 100 player list. I mean, come on now. Let's be serious here. There's some of the guys you can make an argument for. I was surprised that Joel Bitonio's not on that list.
He made All-Pro last year.
Yeah, I mean, but whatever. I don't get angry about lists because it's just one guy's opinion.
Yeah, I don't care.
It's just like, who cares? How many players for the other teams in the division did they have?
Let's look it up. We'll do Ravens first, I guess.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry, Mark Andrews, Matabike, Roquan, Kyle Hamilton, Lamar, and that's it. So what's that?
That's 6. 6 Ravens.
Bengals.
Chase, Burrow, Higgins. No, Higgins didn't make the list, I don't think.
Hendrickson.
Chase and Burrow.
Burrow and Chase. That's it.
3, yeah.
And then Steelers. Try to type with one hand while my hand's on the mic. Steelers. Pickens and Watt, 2. That's it.
All right.
So
the Ravens were the only team that got a lot from this division.
Yep.
And they went the farthest last year.
Yeah.